Hi there, Doug Stuman with IT Creations with the Dell Precision 3660 workstation. Featuring Dell's typical aesthetic for precision platforms, this little unit features a single 12th or 13th generation Intel Core i3, i5, i7, or i9 processor. How you outfit the system will determine the type of workloads this little unit can support. At the higher end, it can support 2D and 3D, VR and AI workloads, or spreadsheets and word processing at the lower end. It's designed to support engineers, designers, and architects, plus healthcare, hospitality, and it can be used for digital signage in a retail environment. With support for 4K and 8K displays, it will take a single high-end GPU or two lower-end GPUs, or you can use the integrated graphics support provided by the CPU. With a similar look to the Dell Precision 7865 with an AMD Threadripper Pro processor, and you can see that one here, the Dell Precision 3660 is more of a general purpose appliance. Two more entry-level Precision Tower workstations included in this category are the Precision 3460 SFF and Precision 3260 compact workstations. The 3660 we have today features either air or liquid cooling for silent running and better thermals. There is room for 3 standard drives and up to 3 M.2 SSDs on the system board, plus up to 128 gigabytes of DDR5 memory. Supported operating systems include Windows 10 and 11, plus a few Linux options. Coming in at 14.5 inches in height, 6.8 inches in width, and a depth of 16.5 inches, the case has an optional lockable drive bay at the top of the chassis that can support a single 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch drive. While ours doesn't have the drive in the media bay, the internal wiring is provided. Below that, an optional optical drive bay can also be outfitted with a front-accessible M.2 NVMe storage device. That last is a factory-installed option. Other items on the front of the chassis include a power-on button, universal audio microphone combo jack, 2 USB 3.2 Type A Gen 1 ports offering 5 gigabits per second, one of which has power share, one USB 3.2 Type C Gen 2 port offering a 10 gigabit per second, and one USB 3.2 Type C Gen 2x2 port at 20 gigabits per second, also with power share, plus an SD 4.0 card reader in that last position. Are you interested in the Dell Precision 3660? Because if you are, then for a limited time you can save up to $250 off a system that's valued or listed at $2,500 or more at itcreations.com. That's right, just click that link to see more information on this platform, and when you're ready to make a purchase, just mention this video. itcreations.com. The removable side panel has a release latch on the back of the chassis that can be locked down with a Phillips screwdriver. There's also a Kensington security cable slot in that slider latch. The I/O panel on the back of the system has a green audio port, 2 display ports, 1.4 ports offering 5K Ultra HD, that is if you intend to use the integrated CPU graphics support. Below those, 2 USB 3.2 Type C Gen 2 ports at 10 gigabits per second, then 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports also with 10 gigabit per second access speeds, 2 USB 2.0 ports with a smart power at 480 megabit per second, and 1 gigabit Ethernet RJ45 port. Beside those ports, there is a knockout for an optional RJ45 port featuring 2.5 gigabit Ethernet and another knockout for either an HDMI 2.0 or DisplayPort 1.4 port, VGA port, or USB Type-C with DisplayPort Alt mode. That optional DisplayPort can support up to 8K video. Below the I/O panel, a few expansion card slots, the power cord connector, and a diagnostic light for the PSU. Powering the system is either a 300 watt, 500 watt, 750 watt, or 1000 watt internally mounted PSU. If you plan on installing a performance GPU, then you will need the 750 watt PSU at a bare minimum, but should probably go with the 1000 watt PSU. One note, that 750 watt PSU, it's already scheduled to be discontinued. The system also features a Realtek audio controller and one optional speaker. With 2 options for integrated network Ethernet ports, either a 1 gigabit Ethernet or optional 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, the system can easily be managed remotely. In addition to management tools you'll find with the installed operating system, the Dell Precision Optimizer is an AI-optimized application that uses machine learning to adjust performance on the various ISV-certified applications you might install. Dell's Precision Optimizer can also enable administrators to deploy updates and optimize multiple PCs remotely simultaneously. The Precision Optimizer learns from the way you work and is designed to enable users to get the best performance from the supported applications, taking the guesswork out of manually adjusting programs. It's also certified for dependability, updating drivers, firmware, and BIOS with just a single click. It also works with both Windows and Linux-based operating systems, and there's an analytics feature to generate reports and get system diagnostics. Pretty cool. Removing the side panel, you can see two fans in front with a fan for the optional CPU water cooler in back. The water cooler will definitely help reduce sound transmission, not to mention the 13th generation Intel Core processors tend to run a little bit hot. Again, you have a choice of either 12th or 13th generation Intel Core processors supported by Intel's W680 chipset. The 13th generation Intel Core i9 13900K with vPro is at the top of the list. vPro is focused primarily on advanced security features and has already been around for a while, just getting improvements along the way, with support for real-time threats and attacks. Still, from the reviews, it doesn't seem like there have been any really great improvements. With those display ports powered by the Intel UHD graphics, if your GPU goes south, that would be a good alternative until you can replace it. All of the processors supported have integrated Intel UHD graphics 770 for the most part, except for the lone 12th generation Core i3 12100 processor with support for UHD graphics 730. Yes, you can game with the integrated graphics support, but don't expect great performance. For that, you will need a discrete GPU and maybe non-ECC memory modules for gaming performance. 4 DIMM slots on the system board support up to 128 gigabytes of 4400 MHz ECC or non-ECC DDR5 memory modules. That would be with 32 gigabyte memory modules in all slots. Of course, as always, memory speed is dependent on configuration, CPUs installed, plus supported bandwidth of the memory modules, and ranges from 4400 MHz to 3600 MHz. The minimal memory configuration includes just a single 8 gigabyte memory module. Some of the lower-end i3 CPUs will not support ECC memory. There are 5 SATA slots for 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch drives, plus that optical device. In addition to the optional drive cages in front, 2 more drive cages are located inside the chassis, with Bay 1 at the bottom and Bay 2 at the top left. The drives just snap into place on the blue drive carriers, and there are no tools required when installing 3.5-inch drives. The CPU has a built-in RAID controller for RAIDs of 0, 1, 5, or 10. In total, the specs state up to 28 terabytes of RAID-compatible storage for the system. Wi-Fi on the chassis is supported on the system board with an M.2 2230 slot that supports a combo Wi-Fi Bluetooth card. It also has an antenna. The slot for that Wi-Fi card is just to the right of the memory module slots. That slot can also be outfitted with an NVMe M.2 2280 SSD for more storage. There are more slots on the system board for support of 2 more 2280 NVMe M.2 SSDs with a PCIe Gen 4x4 interface. You could also install another M.2 NVMe drive in one of the main PCIe slots, assuming you don't install a NIC card plus 2 single-width GPUs. Only those configurations with a discrete GPU have a GPU end holder, not those using the integrated GPU feature with either UHD graphics 730 or 770. With only 3 PCI slots, there are 2x4 slots with one PCIe 3.0 and the other PCIe 4.0. A single PCIe 5.0x16 slot is for that discrete high-end GPU, which in this case is an NVIDIA RTX A6000 featuring Ampere architecture with 4 DisplayPort 1.4 ports and 48 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. All slots are full height, and there are several more GPU options to choose from that include NVIDIA RTX Ampere and Turing, plus AMD Radeon Pro graphics cards. Dell also allows dual NVIDIA GPU cards to be installed, including the T1000 with 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory and 4 mini DP ports to DisplayPort. With that, you could power up to 8 displays. Not sure how that one is going to get full potential given the one PCIe 5.0x16 slot and then the 2x4 slots with one PCIe 4.0 and the other PCIe 3.0. The T1000 is only a single width card and meant for a PCIe 3.0 interface, but is designed to be placed in a x16 slot. I am assuming some bandwidth is lost there. I will also mention there are several sustainability features to reduce the carbon footprint and environmental impact, but since we're concentrating on the hardware, I'll just leave it at that. Dell's Precision 3660 is not the most powerful workstation in the Precision lineup, but it also doesn't claim to be. This is a mid to entry-level system that will provide a level of performance that will support the vast majority of users in both day-to-day work and also a little gaming on the side. Besides, most of those high-end machines never get the full complement of components either and are underutilized to a certain extent before going obsolete and needing replacement. If you've made it this far, click that subscribe button, because I can guarantee you we will be looking at the top-end systems as soon as they arrive, or as soon as we get them in anyways. If you're looking for your next workstation for home or business, try itcreations.com. Chances are we have what you need or we can build it. Until next time, I'm Doug Stuman with IT Creations, and thanks for watching.